Hey peeps, Donna here, also known as Schwig. How is everybody doing today? Today is June 13th. I really should check that before I get on here, huh? Today's June 13th, and I have had a whole week at home since WLSFA. What a good time I had. It was incredible. I haven't really done any updates since I think 2 weeks before. I'm hoping my internet problem has resolved itself while I'm gone and that uploading this video to YouTube will be a little faster because it's been taking me days to do these things. So we'll see. I'll try and get done right away. I'm going to start with my stats since I haven't done that in quite a long time. So I had R&Y, or also known as gastric bypass, September 14th, 2016. Wow, it's that long ago already. I can't tell you how many weeks or months ago that is. I'd have to sit and figure it out, and I just haven't done that yet. I had it in Las Vegas. I was a self-pay in Las Vegas. I'm not from Las Vegas. I'm from beautiful British Columbia, Canada, and traveled to Las Vegas due to the wait list here in Canada. I think it sounds like things might be going a little bit faster here, but for me at the time it was going to be a 5-year wait. So I chose to pay and go to Blossom Bariatrics, had my surgery done at the Warm Springs Surgical Center and by Dr. Tom Umbuck. So what else can I tell you there? My heaviest weight was 337 pounds. My day of surgery, I was 303.3 pounds. Today I am 206.4 pounds. How much of a loss is that? I'm not sure. Maybe someone can figure it out and tell me down below. So I went away for WLSFA. I had a blast. I saw so many of my friends. Unfortunately, not as many this time that there were last year, but it was still a great get-together and meet-up, if you will. The actual WLSFA, I have to say, probably the last one I'm going to, unless I hear that there are a lot of my peeps going. So who did I meet up with? I'm going to just ramble off a few names. These are going to be their YouTube or their Instagram names. So I met up with my VSG Confessional, Foodie Turn Sleevey. I traveled with Berica, my Newtopia VSG, Lori Munson, Lacey Mouse, Sleeved After 60, Rachel from On My Way Down 174, met up with Smilin' Shrinkin', Heather Feathering, Cookie Lou, and Hastasia Lomas. I know I say that wrong. I'm really sorry. But there's probably some missing off of that list. I'm basically going off of a picture that we had taken together. I'll show you this in a second. So let me take it out of its frame so you can see it better. Ta-da! There be most of us. You can see a couple of heads here that unfortunately didn't make it into the picture, but that's them. We had a core group of about 5 or 6 people, 6, 7, actually up to 8 people that kind of all hung around together. Erin from My VSG Confessional had lives in that area, and she had her car there, and so she drove us around all over the place. What a fantastic way to see. This is just one of Erica and I. What a fantastic way to see a city that you've never been to before. Go with somebody who lives there. She was able to take us around to all the missions, including the Alamo, and I was talking to Mara from my Newtopia VSG, and we were both like thinking, you know, when you go see the Alamo, what do you think of the Alamo? When you say Alamo, what do you picture? And I was picturing this building out in the desert, and as Mara says, a place you got to ride a horse to. So Um, you know, it was just it was a phenomenal trip, and like I said, probably my last one to WLSFA. Although I would love to do meetups, and you know, the ladies for the most part that I was hanging around with thought coming up here would be kind of cool, and I would totally host a meetup. But I don't know how many of you actually want to come here. so. So, what else? What else can I tell you? I got quite off track while I was at WLSFA, or while I was on my holidays. We actually took a week. Erica and I took a whole week to travel down there. The WLSFA was just on the weekend. For the most part, I tried to keep everything keto. Tried to stay on my deeper state keto plan, but it was difficult. Anytime I would put food into my mouth, I would try to say, keep it keto, keep it keto, keep it keto. And I did keep it keto. My drinks, we did go out a couple of times and I did have some alcohol, but it was vodka, soda, and Zip Fizz, so that worked out pretty good. When I got home, I did my ketones. Actually, I had my Keto Mojo with me the whole trip, and I did use it on 2 occasions. Both times, I was still in ketosis. Low numbers, but I only ever take my test my ketones in the morning, and it's my understanding that first thing in the morning is not necessarily the best time to be doing that your ketone levels will usually be low. So, I didn't know that before, but now that I do, it kind of makes sense that, you know, and I should really start testing my ketones later in the day. When I came back, I tested my ketones, again, still in ketosis, so that, you know, like just barely, I was at 0.5, but I was still there, so that was awesome. We had a party. I came home and got thrown right into party mode. My husband's hockey wind-up was here in our outdoor kitchen, and everybody brought food, but I still had to do a lot of cleanup because, you know, my husband was home by himself for a week. So I had lots of cleanup to do, and don't get me, you know, don't take that wrong. He does a pretty decent job with keeping things tidy, but anyways. We prepared prawns and steaks and a great big pot of chili. Everybody was coming over at around 2 o'clock, which was after a golf tournament. And it was tended to be a little bit dreary and cold and outside. So we made a big pot of chili for those coming off the course. And then we had dinner at around 7 o'clock. People brought stuff. Wow. There were salads out the yin yang. There were desserts to you know, that seemed to go on forever. And I would have to say I indulged. I definitely indulged in those things. And I don't know, maybe there was a little bit of a false sense of what I could do since I came home from that holiday, and I felt like I know I had a really good time, but I felt as far as food was concerned that I didn't really hold back. I like I said, I would keep it keto, but and I would think about that when I ordered, but I didn't ever feel deprived. So when I came home and we had this big party, and all these desserts were laid out in front of me, and knowing, oh yeah, I was still in ketosis and I still did what I wanted to do, I totally indulged in the desserts. Not to the point where I made myself sick, but I spread it out and I did have them for a long period of time, you know, few hours, and that few hours worked into the next day. Now, overall, how much did I actually eat? Probably, I would say no more than what any one person would have eaten in a 10 or 15 minute time frame while they were sitting around the fire. So, you know, still a normal portion, just spread over a long period of time. And but I did kick myself out of ketosis, and I have not got back into it. So, or according to this morning, my ketones are still reading low. So I'm back on my back on track, or need to work on getting back on track. I prepared my bulletproof drink this morning, of which I have been indulging a little bit of whipped cream and caramel, sugar-free caramel sauce on top. Oh my God, that just makes a world of difference. So delicious. So someone was asking me about what kind of caramel topping I use, and it is the Walden Farms sugar-free caramel. And in case any of you are interested. So what else can I tell you? I think I'm going to try posting more on Instagram. I've been doing the Insta stories, but not so much in the last few days, or last week anyways, because of my traveling. And I just got to get back to being accountable. So my drinks, I'm still doing my fat fast. So my fat fast goes from about 6 o'clock at night. I'll still have a bulletproof tea or something like that in the evening, but it goes from about 6 o'clock at night to noon the next day. So I don't even know how many hours that is. So I have a 6-hour eating window. I usually have 2 meals in that 6 hours. So what else can I tell you? I'm just going to start posting on there. I haven't really been very diligent with my Fitness Pal, so I've got to try and get back to that, because yes, it makes a huge difference when you document. It just does. It really does. You think about, or I think about everything that goes into my mouth when I know that I have to write it down, or when I have to input it into the program. So yeah, I will definitely be trying to start that. It's really unfortunate because I know I am a streak person. If I start a streak, I can go for a really long time, but when I miss, all goes to hell. On that note, my workouts, I did do one really good workout while I was on my holidays, and we did lots of walking and stuff. But honestly, I don't consider walking, like city walking, exercise. I had this conversation with a couple people while we were at WLSFA, and people, they talk about how, they vacuumed their house, or they did gardening or whatever, for me going kayaking and stuff like that. And I don't count any of that as exercise. If I don't make it into my gym and get my heart rate up for at least 20 minutes, I don't consider it exercise. So that's where I'm coming from there. My guys are just coming to work. So I have to get back at that. I did, well before I stopped my workouts, I was posting everything on my Fitness Pal, on Instagram. I was posting on Instagram and Facebook my progression pictures, just like, sweaty selfies and stuff like that. And I had a couple people, both in my real life and in people that I don't know, Messenger, Instagram Messenger and stuff. And they commented that they were really sick and tired of seeing my ugly mug basically online every day for the sweaty selfies and stuff. So I stopped doing them. Since I've stopped doing them, and what I eat in a day, so since I've stopped doing those, I've had way more comments of people who appreciated them and have been asking where they are. So I'm going to try to get back to that as well. And if you're one of those peeps that didn't appreciate it, I'm going to have to say block me or unfriend me or whatever, because like I said, I have had way more people comment on how they appreciate those photos than anything else. So anyways, I'm going to go because I got to get to work. My guys are coming to work and I got to go supervise. I got to do something. I hope you guys all have a really great day. If you're new to my channel, hey! And if you're returning to my channel, thank you so much. I love each and every one of you. The support that you guys give me is so incredible and keeps me going every single day. Peace out, peeps.